I'm a member of the EA Creator Network. As such, some of the packs shown in the following stream were provided free of charge by the EA Creator Network. Let's take a look here and make sure that I am, in fact, online live. I think I should be. I think so. Come on. Here we go. Okay, so I do think that we are good here. Yeah, there we go. I didn't hear any volume at first there, and that was a little worrisome, but I do think it's fine. Now, let's see here. I'm going to try. I'm going to try turning on the chat viewer for my main screen here. We'll see if it works this time. I also have a secondary kind of backup just in case it doesn't work. We're going to get rolling pretty quick. We're going to do a relatively short stream today. We're going to work on Captain Jack's apartment. Captain Jack's one of my favorite people here at the Villages Retirement Community. This is what I was doing last night, this apartment here. This belongs to Barbie. Barbie there resting in her bed. Captain Jack lives downstairs. Now, I've already worked on this part of his apartment. We're going to do his bedroom, and we're going to try to go with something a little... kind of design forward. We'll call it design forward. Pretty modern, I would say. And I've done stuff like this before, so it's not really... I don't think it's really going to take me very long to do it. We will need to use both the tool mod and, of course, move objects on to accomplish it. We're going to establish an area here where the bed will go in this part. We're going to have kind of a little office area here and then a storage area here, kind of bookending it. Let's see here. I need a particular screen from Vintage Glamour. So we'll pull it up this way. Where is it? Oh, it's a stuff pack. That's right. Down here in stuff packs, Vintage Glamour. Here we go. So we're going to use this screen here. And I think we'll do I think we're going to go with gold. Like this. Now, in the end, using tool mod, this is going to be... We're going to blow this up. Whoops. And it will fill the entire wall. And we'll have to use tool mod to do it, because if we just use the standard in-game way of doing it, it gets way too big. That's just one click larger in-game. We don't want it to be nearly that big. So we'll use tool mod here in just a little bit to better arrange that how we want it. Let's put this here. Now, let's grab some lighting, because we're going to backlight the entire area. And essentially, that's the look we're going for, is this idea of a very modern, fully lit wall with this panel in front of it. Sort of like almost high-tech to me. It looks a little bit like computer circuitry, So we're going to kind of call it that. Move these into place. Like so. I'm going to need to adjust that one there. We're going to do the same thing in each of these areas. Although the effect is going to be quite a bit different. I've done a little bit of this here lately. I've been feeling a little bit more of a modern luxe vibe in my build. Getting a little bit away from the cottage, right? And the traditional type of looks. Let's see. Like that. So we'll put this stuff in first. And I also want to use some of the display cabinetry from, well, not from Dream Home Decorator necessarily. I do want to use one thing from Dream Home Decorator, and it's this. So I'm going to put that in here first. I have to use that because what I want to use, what we're going to use, I want to use the glass fronted cubes, right? We'll call them a cube here that came with the Crystal Creations pack. I want to use those, and in order to get them to go like that, you know, side by side and fill up that space, I have to have this other, let me get rid of that. I have to have this piece so that they'll actually attach to it. If I try to do it without that, I can, in fact, you know what, come to think of it, I actually need to do it on this side. Here's the thing. Let me put these in real quick. I want to have a side by side, about 4 high. If I try to do it without, let me delete that, without that, it only wants to do in the center or off to the side, right? It doesn't want to do 2 of them in that single tile space. We can set it like this and then kind of just move it over and eyeball it. I don't really like to eyeball it because it's really hard to get it exactly right. But I do think in this case, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just kind of eyeball it into place because I think even, you know, even with it set like that, it just won't, it's a little bit off the grid. It's a little bit off the grid. So we're going to bring this like so. Now over here, we'll go ahead and we'll still use that piece to make it easier so it'll be exact. And we're going to stack these up like so. Put that one the correct way here. Come on, there we go. And then we'll use the tool mod to take this piece that they are stuck to, and we'll lower it down into the floor so we won't see it any longer. Oh, on this here, I want to do a bar as a desk. So let's take a look at cabinetry. Where's the bottom cabinet? Oh, there it is. This makes a pretty good desk. It's got a nice open space at the bottom, right? Not real sure what color we're going to use here. I'm going to go with this. We can change it at, you know, at any time, of course. But I'm going to go with that. Slide it into place. We're going to use the same sort of chair that we have out here. Here in this room. And we'll grab our laptop and put it in there. Now that is actually a little bit higher. I mean, a little bit lower than I wanted. I kind of wanted it to sit a little bit above the desk. So what we can do is maybe, again, we'll have to eyeball this thing. Maybe move it up. Kind of like that. Maybe a little bit. I'm thinking maybe even a little bit higher, but I don't want to get too high, but let's go a little bit higher. And then we'll once again, we'll eyeball it back into place. Hopefully that's kind of close enough. I think it is. I'm going to pull this maybe a little bit more over. Okay. Now we're also going to use, so we're going to use tool mod to blow this piece up to make it larger. And then we're going to use tool mod to grab these light fixtures and pull them ever so slightly forward so that it will appear the backs of these boxes are lit. That's kind of where we're headed with that. We'll go ahead and put our bed in real quick. We'll do all the stuff, or at least a lot of the stuff I want to do with tool mod. We'll go ahead and do it first. I want to use a pretty modern bed that we have not a lot of choices really, but there are a few, like this one here, I think is what I'll go ahead and use. It has a sort of gold band on it, I think, at some point. Not that one. That's what I want to use right there, because then this gold kind of works with that. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to use the gold shelving that came with whatever was it, some sort of, I can't remember the name of it, like luxury pack or something. Modern luxury, I think is what it's called, which I really like. I think it's a really cool pack. We're going to put that in here. We're going to make it one smaller so it fits a little bit better. And we'll just bring it up here. I'm probably going to have to adjust that ever so slightly once I have this particular piece. Once we use tool mod to make it larger, I might have to adjust these a little bit so they don't actually run into that. We'll see when we get there, but I'm sure I will. I think the other thing, we'll put in a rug real quick here. We'll put in maybe an occasional chair. This is a pretty easy design style, really, because we have a lot of stuff in game that kind of works with, you know, the sort of beige and gold and warm tone type of looks. Put that in here, make it a little bit smaller. And then we'll grab I thought is go ahead and put like a chair back over here. There's also a new light fixture I want to use. Let's look for our light fixtures here. This is one of my new favorite light fixtures. I think it looks really, really cool. Kudos to the Sims team for coming up with this, whoever came up with this design. Love that. See, I think it looks really awesome. We're going to put that back here. We're going to pair it with a, you know, big comfy chair from the horse pack, whatever the horse pack was called. I don't remember what the horse pack was called. What was it called? Won't tell me, will it? But you know, what was that horse pack called? Horse pack? I don't remember what it was called. That's so weird. Okay, so we'll put this here. I'm going to move it back just a little bit. I don't want it to seem like it's too far out in the room, so we're going to scoot it pretty close to that light fixture. Now I want to put some sort of table next to this. Unfortunately, because of the bed here, there's a lot of things that just simply won't work. I mean, I know that from in advance because I've done this size room a lot with the Sims. What I'm going to take instead is this pedestal, and we're going to put it kind of back over here. Now, I'm using platforms, so it wants to sink into the floor there. We can either, you know, use 9, right? We can use 9 to kind of lift it up, lift it back up into place like that. Or, I mean, we can leave it like that for kind of a different sort of look. I'm kind of torn on what I want to do with it. My thought is to go ahead and just lift it up and make it look normal. But we're going to put some sort of planter on there. Now, one thing I like about it being down on the floor is it does feel like the level of it's a little bit closer to this chair, right? So it feels like the level is a bit more where it should be, table height to the chair, now that I think about it. So let's do that. Let's leave it there. Let's grab a planter real quick. There's a little planter I want to put on top of it. But that does look, again, a lot closer to an actual end table height. And the Sims aren't actually going to use this because I am going to put something on top of it. This is probably going to drop down as well. In fact, it is. Let's move it up here. We're going to make it quite a bit smaller, I think. Something like that. So not too bad. I don't know if I want to keep that color, though. Let's see what other color swatches we've got here. got that. We've got that. Let's go with that. Let's go with something lighter. For art in this room, I'm going to use like photographs, and mostly because what I'm thinking is these come in a sort of brown, like maybe this color here. Yeah, this color here. And this guy is an airline pilot, right? So my thought is he probably has like a ton of pictures from, you know, his travels, right? His travels around the world. He's an airline pilot, probably taking lots of pictures, lots of places. And so he's going to have some of those pictures up in his house. So I'm going to put quite a few of them here in his bedroom. I want to put maybe some picture frames over here as well, but I think what we'll do first is take out this door because I know I want to use a much more modern look for both the doors into the bedroom, into the bathroom, and into this closet. We're going to do a very small walk-in closet, a 2x1 walk-in closet instead of 2x2 or larger. But it will work really well. I think it's going to look really cool. So we'll grab this particular door here. We'll go in the kind of warm tone it's got. Put it there. Because then if we're going to put some pictures in there, we're going to need, I guess maybe on this one side here, maybe one group could go here, right? Pull it over just a little bit so it looks a little more realistic. And then I had been thinking about putting one over here, but now looking at it, it seems like it's going to be really too close. I mean, it's going to be really tight. We can make it smaller, but I can't remember if I make it smaller. Will it make the photographs inside there smaller, or will it just, will the photographs stick out? I think it'll make the actual photographs smaller inside there, as I recall. So I'm going to make that a little smaller. I'm going to have to test it at some point. But for now, I'm going to assume that that will work. We're going to bring this across here. We're going to work on both the closet and the bathroom here in a little bit. For now, we'll just put these doors in place. Again, create kind of a pretty modern design here. I think I'll stick with that door color. I wanted to look at them real quick, but the only other thing I might do would be like white. And I think I want to keep that warm tone. So we're gonna stick with the warmer tone there. And we're gonna need a new door out to the outside of the apartment. This apartment I did, of course, more of a sort of door in keeping with the sort of Spanish style, right? Sort of Southwestern Spanish style here in the United States. But this is a condominium, of course, so he can come in and change anything he wants. So that's kind of my thought here. We'll need to make sure all of this works. It should. Like, I've used it before in that fashion, so it should work. But just in case, we will check it all out. We will kind of run through and do a play test. Let's see here. We'll grab some bamboo like that. That seems a little big. I think I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. I'm going to take this light fixture out. We're going to do a lot more sort of modern sort of lighting, some uplighting, not that sort of harsher, broad-based overhead lighting. Let's grab this here. I'm going to make sure that I think I adjusted that just a little bit. So we're going to adjust it just a little bit more. And let's see here. Let's put in, again, some dramatic uplighting here. We'll do some highlight this corner. Not sure exactly where we want to place that. I'm going to just I'm going to do it right there for now. We might add another one, or we might change that around a little bit. We'll see. Now, I'm always torn with curtains in the game. On one hand, I kind of feel like we could put some curtains in here. On the other hand, I like it better just plain. You know, not as busy as that. So I'm going to hold off on that. We're going to go ahead and let's exit into live mode. Let's get our guy over here and let's use tool mod to adjust this thing here and these light strips, and then this particular group of boxes, right? Okay, so let's go into live mode. We'll have Captain Jack here. Come on over to the bedroom. Let's see if we can get in here. Where is he, I wonder? He's out by the pool. No wonder he didn't have any clothes on. Okay. He has a coveted first floor condominium. He can walk in here without any trouble. Can he play the computer without any trouble? We're going to see. He should be able to. If these aren't too close, he should be able to. So, yeah, he's fine. And then I'm going to make sure he can walk over here to the other side of the bed. I'm going to make sure that the chair is not too far out into the room, because that can be the case sometimes, and you'll get routing issues, but in this case, no. And like I said, now before, when I have done something this close, if I put a regular size end table here, 9 times out of 10, there's just impossible to get it far enough out of the way and still look normal. He would not be able to get through here. The end table would be blocking his routing. Let's have him sit down real quick. We're going to come in here. We'll use our tool mod. And we're going to scale this up. Now, like I said, 2 times scale is huge, right? It was giant. I think 1.5 is going to be too much. So I'm going to start with 1.4, and we're going to see where that lands us. That's actually not too bad. 1.4 does fill up side to side. It's a little bit too tall, because if we go up here to the upstairs apartment, we can see it sticking through the floor, right? Something tells me the resident of that apartment's not going to approve. So we'll go and we'll just lower this using, again, the tool mod. We'll take the elevate here. Elevate, it's not up that high. So I'm going to lower it a negative 0.25, and let's see where that lands us. Aha, not too bad. So that worked out pretty well. So we've got it in place now to create this sort of, fully lit wall type of look. The shells here, as I kind of suspected, are intersecting that screen. We'll run into build mode real quick, and we'll just kind of pull those out here. We just have to bring them out a little bit. I really hate having to kind of eyeball this. I could have used tool mod on this, I guess, actually, now that I think about it. Because we could have gone in and just used tool mod to move each of them an exact amount. And I wouldn't have had to eyeball it. But anyway, I've eyeballed it now, so let's not worry about that. We're just going to leave that alone. But I could have done it that way now that I think about it. One thing we're going to do is we're going to move each of these light strips out, which I'll show you. This is how we'll move it right now. It brings up our grid. This is the y-axis over here, the x-axis over here. We want to move it towards y. We don't want to move it towards x at all. So x will be 0. And since we're moving towards y, it is a positive movement. I think we can get away with 0.1 on that, and that'll be enough. Yeah, that should bring it out enough that it does intersect those boxes. And now you can see we're going to have a lit interior to the box, or at least that appearance that matches this wall over here. It did, for some reason, bounce it up a little bit. That's not any big deal. We're going to fix that here in a second. With the tool mod, we'll just elevate it down. Let's see here, 0. We could form a box around these and then move them all at once. But here is what I'm worried about. Using the box can be a little bit tricky. And what could happen is when I try to do the box, it'll capture these assets. And so instead of moving just the lights, it'll move the lights and these assets. And then we won't have what we want, right? Everything will be moved forward, but the lights won't be intersecting the boxes, which is what I ideally want. Now, over here, we're going to need to move this host structure down. Probably, let's do 0.5 to begin with and see where that lands us. Oh, not too bad. Okay, so we do end up with this sort of shelf down here at the bottom. I think that will be, I think it'll be okay. I'm not sure. I'm a little bit torn on that. Part of it is this is a little bit higher than over here. Let's go ahead and lower that structure. Negative 0.25, like so. That puts it right on the floor. Now, it looks a little strange there on the floor, but we'll put baskets or something across there, and I think it'll be okay. We still have, where these are a little bit off, but what I'm going to do is go ahead and grab those, and hopefully that's going to make it fairly on target with one another, and I think that it is. One thing that we could do too is I could grab this whole thing, put it here so that I know it's at the exact same spot, and then move it into place using the tool mod. And I think that is exactly what we're going to do. That will work better than trying to eyeball it. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to make sure, do we have it? Yeah. Leave it there. And okay, let's see if this works. I think it'll work. Tool mod, I think it'll move all of them at once, even though we don't put a box around it because they're all connected as a single object. On the x-axis, we want to move away from the x-axis, and we want to move, if we move 1, it'll be here. I'm going to say 2. We're going to shoot for 2, a -2. And we're not moving on the y-axis at all, so we'll leave that at 0. And it moved it too far. So let's go ahead, and we're just going to hit Tool. We'll undo our action, and we'll try just moving it this time 1 space and see where that puts us. Let's see here. So we're almost there. We're almost there. I'm going to say maybe just 2.5 this time. Fingers crossed that that is correct. Did it do anything? Huh. I don't think it did anything with that. Let's try that again. Actually, why is it highlighted like that? I hope I didn't break it. There we go. Now it's not highlighted. Now let's try Tool. Now let's try Move. And let's see if we can move a -0.25, comma 0. Ah, that's what I wanted to do. Okay, so as you can see, it fits perfect. It matches up perfect, so everything's good there. We will... I don't think we need the tool mod anymore now at this point. Now that those are in place and that's in place. Oh, no, I still do, because I got to lower the lights here. And I've got to move these lights forward. So let's go ahead and we'll move these lights forward. Now, instead of going up, it did cause it to drop down. Again, not a big deal because we will just move it up here in a minute using the tool mod. I don't know if I need to, maybe I need to update the tool mod. There could be some issue with it. That did not go the right direction. Let's see here. I think I hit negative instead of positive. Tool, move. There we go. There we are. And let's see here. We're going to move these down So we'll elevate, we'll de-elevate. A negative, I'm going to say 0.25 again, and let's just hope that that works. Oh, it did work. Okay, so let's see here. Every time I can guess those right, I'm just thrilled. I'm just so shocked that it worked out without me having to do it again and again and again. I have used Toolmod a little bit. You know, once you use it for a while, you do get a bit of a hang of how much things are going to move. But, you know, I still get things wrong all the time. Let me go down here and take a look at this. How much do we need to move this up? Quite a bit. I'm going to start by moving it up. I guess. Let's try moving it up a full grid point, you know, a full square. And we're going to do all three of them that way. And then we can look and see if that has, if that is kind of done what we want it to do, right? Right. Okay, here we go. And okay, there we are. Let's see what we've got up here. Okay, it is too high, but let's try lowering it 0.25 like we did on the other side. And we'll see if that does it for us, brings us right where we need to be. And it does. Hooray, hooray, hooray. Not too bad. A little bit of movement around there, a little bit of trying different things, but at the end of the day, I don't mind taking a little bit of time to do it with the tool mod, because it does get things a whole lot closer to what I really want it to look like. I think it's probably about the genius mod out there, along with MC Command Center, of course. Okay, so, and I couldn't live without it. Just couldn't live without it. We know that the bedroom works. Bedroom looks pretty good. We could put some curtains in, maybe. And I feel like I could do something back here, but I just don't think I will. If I do anything, I might put another light fixture kind of on this other side, maybe. Make it real small and then kind of just, you know, move it over here. Like that. I mean, I guess we could do that. We're going to leave it there for now. And, you know, we could clutter. I mean, definitely clutter. My thought is maybe to do a bunch of crystals in here, like he's collected crystals or something. Over here, I'll probably do books and other things you might use for an office. Might put a few things on the bedside tables. We'll see. Here in the closet, we're going to use Dream Home Decorator, of course, and create ourselves a walk-in closet. He will use this. We'll see here. I've done it numerous times. I've done this particular sort of setup. We'll do it right about here, I guess. Maybe right about here. Is that right? Let's see here. Maybe bring it up another one. Yeah, I think we'll do it like that. It will be a little high for the sim in theory, you know, like for a sim to use, but I think it'll be okay. He's a guy. He's kind of tall, right? He's kind of tall. So we'll go down here to storage. We're going to grab the clothes. Now, I really like the clothes from the, again, whatever that horse pack is called. I can't believe I can't remember that. Is it horse run or I don't know. I'm not even going to try to figure it out right now. I'm going to go ahead and just put these clothes in place that I do really like. Now, again, we could throw in all sorts of boxes and stuff like that there, but there is not any real need to. We don't have any great need to at the moment. It's just clutter. Let's see. Let's make it nighttime. See how our lights are doing. We're going to grab a typical puck light here. We'll put it here in this space with the closet. We're going to have him come out just to double check it, of course, but it does work. I've done these sort of closets quite a bit Let him come in here and change his outfit real quick. We'll change into his vest and shorts. There he goes. And there he goes. So yeah, I mean, he's got a great little walk-in closet there now. We're going to work on the bathroom. Let's see here. I don't think I'm going to do a tub here is the first thing. I think, especially because in order to use these double doors, I don't have a lot of room. So we're going to need to move the toilet here. I can't put a tub right up against the door. I could put a tub here, but then we won't have double sinks, and I do want to do double sinks. So let's start with double sinks on this wall. Like so. We've got our bench here. This is some old column I was thinking about using. We're not going to use that. And then maybe put a shower here. The one thing I think I'm going to have to do in that case is change the pony walls. We're going to do maybe this higher than that. Maybe that height. We'll see here. Because we're going to partially frame in the shower, and then we'll put mirrors in the shower to make it look like a mirrored kind of surface inside there. Let's grab that and that. Let's see here. Just use this standard, shower enclosure. Throw some mirrors onto it. Again, using mirrors in a shower like this I've done just millions of times. You can do something like this. It's kind of lit, but you don't get much of the light effect. On the sides, you do kind of there at the top. I'm going to just use the standard straight up wall mirror, as it's called. Mirror all the sides of our shower. Now, we could do glass walls here. We could put, well, kind of glass walls. We could put windows into these pony walls and provide a view out of the bathroom, out this way. I'm not going to. I'm going to leave it like it's kind of built up. I mean, and then put the mirrors in there, but we could. Let's take a look at it real quick, just to see kind of what it would look like. So we put this here and there, and we take the, whoops, wrong way. Put that there. We take the mirror out there. Well, see, it's already got kind of a wall there anyway, doesn't it? Okay, so we could use then a window on this side, I guess. That would, I'm not going to though. Let's just take it out. I'm going to put this stuff back. Let's see here. There we go. We'll just leave it like that. Now over here, these aren't necessarily the sinks I want to use. I would like to keep this bench in here, but it just might be too big. You can see it definitely is intersecting those sinks. I might be able to use a smaller sink. Let's take the sinks out. Let's see what we've got here for our options. We've got stuff like this, and I was actually thinking of a sort of a floating version, like maybe this. So then if it does stick under, right, it doesn't look as odd because there's room for it to go underneath. So, there's that. There's that option. Or we have, I was thinking of that. That's small enough that it gives us a little bit of a counter space, but I don't think it's small enough unless I pull it like this. So I'd have to really put it into the corner. But then it does work. I think I really like this better. There's not as much storage space with this, which is what I don't like, but that's a real life problem, not a Sims problem, because the Sims won't use it for storage anyway. So while I might be concerned real life wise that it wouldn't really be that efficient, in the Sims, I really don't have anything to worry about. Do I? So, I mean, I'm a little bit torn. Both of them are good options. Okay, I know what I'm going to do. Yeah, we are going to go ahead. We're going to use that sink, that one there. With the bench kind of underneath it. We're going to switch up the coloring here just a little bit. I think maybe not. Can we do pure white? What kind of color toilet do I have? White. Let's just do pure white. And then we're going to put in some mirrors, of course, here. Let's go to decorations. We'll grab... I think we will use the lighted mirrors in this case. I wouldn't mind pulling those out so that we could actually see the whole lit up method, or the whole lit up effect. So maybe we pull that out just a little bit. And then we could adjust, we can either adjust the sink, because we're going to do that. Yeah, let's just do that. So say we either can adjust the sink or we can just leave the sink kind of off center with the mirror, but I think we'll go ahead and adjust it. And then here in the middle, we'll just put some shelving, right? That way we can get away with not having shelves or counters or anything underneath the sink. So we'll grab this shelf unit here. I do want to try to have it. I want to try to have it high enough that you could, in theory, kind of sit on this bench, right? I'm probably going to move that. I don't know why that's in here. I'm sure at some point I probably had this bench next to a tub, and I probably put that on the bench so you could lay in tub and drink coffee. I don't know, but I'm probably going to go ahead and move that. But I would like for the bench to actually be usable to sit on. I wonder if I could sit on it with that on there. Let's have him test that out here in a second. I'll just set it like that for now. So let's change the colors of this to white if we can. We don't really have a white. We have a grayish, kind of gray. We'll go with gray. And I think those feel a little high up on the wall to me, especially that one. But we could maybe put it here as well, but make it smaller. I think I'm going to leave it here, but make it smaller. Let's see here. Still feels way high up on the wall, so I'm going to pull it down a little. Raise it back up, kind of like that. And that. Now I'm going to bring our sim in here and see if he can actually sit on this bench. We'll see if he can. Well, he's walking in here with no problem, so I'm going to guess he probably can. Have a seat there. That's our retired airline pilot. We'll have him use the bathroom real quick. Let's see if he'll do that and then use the sinks without any problem. Make sure that this isn't interfering with the routing with the sink. It shouldn't be because he just sat on it, but you never know. So yeah, he's using the sink without any problem. Wonder why he didn't use this one. Does it work? Let's have him wash his hands just to make sure. Yeah, it works. He just didn't use it. Okay, so we'll go ahead and go back into build mode here. Now, one thing we could do is we could go ahead and put a mirror here as well. We're getting an awful lot of mirrors in this space, though, you know? So I don't know if we need another mirror there, but it does provide a pretty cool effect for that wall. I'd almost rather take some of the mirrors out of the shower and have this effect here. So I'm going to leave it for now. I'm going to go ahead and just leave it. Also, do we need any sort of lighting addition in here? I feel like both, like the toilet especially, is kind of dark. So we're going to grab a light here. Where is one? This one here. And we'll just lift it up there like that. We might put one on the other side. Probably put some sort of art or something there. Maybe. We'll see. He sat there with the coffee service pretty easily. I think I'm still going to move it out. Let's put it out here on his patio. And then we'll grab a few of the sort of knickknack stuff we have. Again, that does feel kind of high, but I guess not. Not for a guy. I'm going to put in some towels here. The pyramid of absorption. Those are my favorite towels. I love the way they're rolled up. You know, it's just kind of cute. We'll put these up here. Like that. In fact, let's put a couple of those up there. And then we'll go ahead and on this shelf, we'll put some of the new bottles we've gotten. Where are those? They are in here somewhere. I need to try to remember what pack those came with. I use them all the time. And oh, there they are right there. What pack is that? I don't know what pack that is. Whatever pack that is there with that little hook looking thing on it. That's what pack they're in. So we'll throw those up there. And then maybe find ourselves something else to put up there. We have some trays. We have this is what I consider the old standby. I'm going to pull one of these out. I think I want to use that somewhere. Maybe in the closet. There is a tray from base game that I consider old standby. We could use this though in here. But I'd have to kind of, yeah, let's not do that. Because I'd have to take the other stuff off. I don't want to do that. So what else could we use? We've got hair dryer. But that's not really what I'm looking for. The one thing I was looking for is that would work too. This. So I've used this a lot in life, in The Sims. It's actually too big to fit there though. Now we can make it smaller, I guess, like that. We could also do the men's essentials, and then the other thing we could do, I'm gonna find these anyway, is the new like keys and phone, which is like the most brilliant accessory ever. How come it's taken almost 10 years for us to get like a cell phone and keys to throw on a table, right? Because I do love that. I think it's like super, super brilliant. I'm gonna put it over here, like maybe by his computer. Let's put it by, that's where I always put my keys, my cell phone, throw it here by his computer. I want to use this here in the closet in some fashion. Guess we could grab I don't want to risk interfering with his ability to get into this closet to change clothes, since we know that it works. I want to put in maybe something like this right down here, but it might look too big and it might feel like it's in the way. The other thing we could do is just do another one of those gold shelves like I just used in the bathroom. Like I said, kind of do it in gold. And we could make it smaller. Like that. And then put this up here. So it has a little bit of an appearance of, you know, I don't know that he actually likes to wear jewelry, but we're going to pretend like he does. That's a little bit too big. Can we make it smaller? We can make it smaller. So let's make it a little bit smaller there. We're also going to grab some shoes to put in here for him, just down underneath, just for a look, you know. We got a lot of shoes and clutter. We'll grab these sort of tennis shoes here. And maybe these casual shoes. Those kind of look like guys' shoes. We're going to go ahead and grab another one of these shelves. We'll put it on this other wall. And I don't know if we need to put anything on that. We can always put something on there. Try to think of something. Maybe if we come across something as we're going through more of this stuff. We're going to go back here in the bathroom. We could use some regular towels. I'm going to get some folded towels and put in here. we like these here, simple. We can put them on here. Hopefully he'll still set on that with those towels on there. I hope so. I'm going to try it. Because I do like for things to work. When I put a lot of stuff, I use move objects on. I put a lot of stuff close to each other and kind of cram stuff in sometimes. Because it's more realistic. You know, it looks more like a real house. Real house, everything isn't always stretched all the way apart from each other. Especially in an apartment like this. You kind of just make do with the space you have. So I like for it to look realistic. And my thought is... that's why I test it. Because in reality, he'd probably put a stack of towels here. So when he steps out of the shower, he could grab a towel easily, right? So let's have him try sitting down again. Sit. There we go. Yeah, he's going to sit. He's good with it. And we'll see if he can come in here. Let's just try on outfits, I guess. Let's see. Make sure it still works with that shelf in the way. And it does. So we're good to go. Now, over here in this corner, so far in all of these apartments, I have been putting like a laundry, like, you know, washer and dryer. I guess we could go ahead and stick a washer and dryer here. I'm not real sure if I want to or not. I mean, again, in reality, I would, but in reality, I could also put a door on it and he would still use it, right? But in The Sims, they won't. And I think it's going to look a little odd to have a freestanding washer and dryer sitting there. Plus, I also have to figure out some place to put a hamper in that case. I'm going to go ahead and do it. I'm going to try it. I'm going to try putting the hamper into the closet. That's what I'm going to try doing here in a second. So let's go in here. We'll grab, and then we'll test it, right? Then we'll test it. Let's grab our washer and dryer. I don't know what color to use. Probably just white. But we've got a sort of a range of colors. Orange is something I really like. I want something that's going to fit more with what we've got going on here. So maybe this tan. Peach. Maybe is it peach? Is that what we're calling that? We'll call that peach. We'll put that there. And then I guess we could do some cubbies up above it or something. What kind of cabinetry do I have in here? Kind of that country cabinetry. So we could either, let's look at some cabinetry real quick to put up there. My thought is we could do a kitchen cabinet quick and easy, but we could also do, let's just do Dream Home Decorator. Let's use those because then we can actually put stuff in them. I could stick like some laundry detergent, stuff like that. So we could do that maybe, or just some cubbies. Now the problem with the cubbies is, again, I'm not going to be able to, I'll have to eyeball it to make them fit. Oh, they're not sticking together. Let's see here. Let's take that out. We can use, let's see if we can find the cubby I don't have to do that with. The one that this. I don't love the sort of style of that one for some reason. It's okay, but it is easy to place, right? And it doesn't stick out, right? It's not sticking out. No. Okay. So it is easy to place. We could put that there, and we could go ahead and further put either some more open cubbies, or we could put a closed door look. So we could do something like that up above. But I think I'm going to stick with these open cubbies up there, which they will kind of sit properly on top of this other thing. It looks a little odd to me, though. So maybe we go ahead and we just use 2 of these. We really don't need that much storage, but again, in an apartment, we might want it because it would be so crowded, right? And in here, instead of this shelf, we're going to try to fit in Mr. Underwear Model there is showing us all his choice of boxers, I guess, right? Yeah. So let's grab a hamper real quick. where's the hamper in miscellaneous activities? I want kind of the one that has sort of a pretty slim profile. This one here. Let's go with that. We'll put it back over here. It's kind of going to kind of just intersect the wall a little bit with that, just to maybe better make sure that it's not going to interfere too much with stuff. Again, in real life, it would be fine. In real life, you probably put your hamper in the closet, right? But here, I don't know if it's going to work or not. Let's have him stop trying on clothes. And let's have him get here where I can reach it. Let's have him change his outfit back into what he was wearing. The clothes do fall into the hamper without any trouble. Can we do laundry from the hamper without any trouble? Yeah, we can. Awesome, awesome. That works great. We'll put them here in our washer. Maybe we'll get some laundry done, wash the laundry. I love laundry day, by the way. I do think it's kind of fun to do the laundry. It's one of the things we actually can kind of do, right? I mean, it's really kind of cool. So that's set up. He's got a nice little laundry area there. Ideally, in the real world, I'd want like a wall here and a door, but it's fine the way it is. And we could do a few more sort of cluttery things here in the closet. We won't do a whole lot, but we'll do a few. Where's build mode? We'll go with show us everything. We'll filter by. I'm going to just filter by Dream Home Decorator real quick because it's quick and easy to grab some of these extra items that come with it. I don't know. The thing about this pack, it has so much stuff in it. And it all seems useful to me, right? It all seems like stuff that I just love to use. It's got this wonderful, you know, everything works, right? Everything just works so lovely together. I'm going to grab that one there as well. Put those there, and then maybe put a sort of box up there. On this side, we're going to put maybe a couple of these boxes. And we could put some shoes up there. We could throw, what are these, magazines or some swatches? Okay, so these are magazines. We could put some magazines up in there. Maybe move, will they go to the center here? They're kind of intersecting a little bit, which I don't like, but it's fine. I'm going to leave it and not worry about it. And let's see. Anything else? We could maybe do another one of these. Put that there. And that's good. So we got a little bit of clutter there in the closet. Oh, you know what? We probably should put a mirror in the closet. And we'll use one of the lighted ones, one of these fancy ones. Because again, when he's in there checking out his look, he's going to want a mirror. Kind of see what he looks like, right? He's got a lot of mirrors in this house. He's going to start looking pretty narcissistic pretty fast. But that's okay. He probably is kind of narcissistic. Maybe. We'll see how he comes across in game. I'm going to do some storylines with the Sims that live here. This is, of course, my retirement community. He's actually an elder, right? And this is my retirement community, and I'm going to do a string of stories when the new pack comes out called One Night at the Disco. And so we'll use Lovestruck and kind of play around with the features it has at a nightclub and then at this community and a few other places, but definitely here. With all of these sort of frisky retired folks, anything else we really need? I guess not. I mean, I think it looks fine. It is a little bit spare and clean, but I love spare and clean, first of all. Let me just say that. I love spare and clean. A lot of times you are going to find that I do kind of want things kind of picked up, especially in the kitchen. Like in the kitchen, I hate having stuff like, laying out. Let's go ahead and we'll put... We could do something here on the nightstand. My thought is just to put keys on the nightstand again. We'll throw keys and phones everywhere, just all over the place. Otherwise, maybe we'll just put a little plant over there like this. This is cute. Put that on there. And then I did think about putting, his collection of gems over here, crystals or whatever you want to call them. I guess crystals, the gems are kind of cut and small. So I'm going to grab a bunch of the crystals and stick in those boxes. Now, I would love for them to kind of be lit up, but I'm not sure that's really going to work all that well. Let's start with, it doesn't matter which one's going there. I'm going to just grab all of them. Basically, I'm going to separate that a little bit though. Those are kind of close in color. Grab this, put it here. Maybe grab some of these big ones and stick in there. Do that there. Is that all? We have more than that. Let's do alabaster up here. Citrine here. Put some jade in. Quartz. And then maybe... should be like a fire opal or something here. Ruby's good. It's nice and colorful. And then maybe, like I said, I wanted to use fire opal. I guess I could look it up. So just scanning through this is the last one I need. So we'll go through and we'll put in fire opal. I don't see it here. Let's go like this. There we go. Where is it? Should be like right here. There it is. Put that in there. Now, I would kind of like to light that up inside there. I don't think it really works. I've kind of played around with it already. I'll throw a light bar in there and kind of see, you know, what we're dealing with. But so far, the front of those boxes seem a little tinted to me, and I wonder if that is must be like a design feature, you know, to give it a certain look. Let's take and see here if... So if I put this light bar in here, that's like right inside the box, right? So it does brighten things up a little bit. It's subtle, but I might leave it. Let me take a look here, because if we roll that back, that's what it looks like without it. That's what it looks like with it. So it is pretty subtle. I could maybe double up on it. See if that makes a difference. Again, it's kind of a subtle kind of difference there. But you can definitely tell. So I'm going to go ahead and leave those lights in there. Since that's his, you know, crystal collection. I think you'd have those kind of specially lit up. Over here with this stuff, we'll just do books and I don't know what. I'm going to throw a few things in there. Probably not even put it full, you know, just throw a couple of things in there just for a look. And we're going to have things coming with the new pack. So, you know, I need to leave some room for new things, right? The new things that will be coming. I wonder if I can put this back here. Yep, put that there, and then we'll go ahead and maybe, you know, I don't know if I want to put this in here. I guess we could. Let's put that in there, and I might wait on the rest of it until I kind of see what we have with the new pack. There's always like tons of, you know, that's a cursed book. Should we put the cursed book in there? Make it really big, right? Let's do that. That's something he found on his travels as an airline pilot. Let's put some of the werewolf stuff in there. Let's do that. But not books, just stuff in general. Because there's a whole bunch of sort of collectibles for that. We could throw a couple of those in there. I'm thinking, you know, this sort of stuff, the broken, you know, the broken kind of pottery there. Two pieces of it up. And then here on this top shelf, I don't know what to put up there. We could do just almost anything. Maybe, how big is that? It's not too big, is it? So let's put that in there. And Is this one very large? No, that's good too. Let's put that in there. Maybe turn it towards him. Like they're about to attack each other, right? Okay, so that's not too bad. I kind of dig it. That looks nice. I'm very happy with that. His apartment looks pretty good, especially this part here. I might rework the rest of this a little bit. I might change these shelves out. The thing I like about framing out the fireplace with these shelves is that they're closed. So I don't have to think of knickknacks to put in there. But I also like the way I did the fireplace here, and I might do the fireplace downstairs in the same fashion as that one, because I kind of like the way the shelves look with these pony walls. So I don't know, we'll see how that goes, but that's a big maybe. It's definitely a big maybe. The pony walls can make routing kind of hard. I did have to play around up here with moving furniture around a little bit. I need to see if he can actually set on that sofa anyway. That's all pretty tight there. Yeah, he's going there. Because the thing is, I'll circle all the way around. Now, if I put a pony wall there, it blocks him getting past that chair. I think that's what happened up here. And that's why the chair is moved off in the corner and that chair is moved off over there, is to accommodate that. But I could do that if it comes down to it, and it probably will, because I do really like the way that looks. And so I'm probably going to do the exact same thing down here. But for now, I would say this is pretty much done. This is pretty much sealed up. I like the way it looks. I'm very happy with this look. Captain Jack is one of my favorite characters coming up with a new pack that I've made so far, and I think he's probably going to be kind of the me character to play around with. Actually, Lori, you're right. It is time to save, but mostly because I'm going to go ahead and clear out for a little while. It's been about an hour, and that's kind of what I thought I would do with this particular stream. Is I was just going to come on here for about an hour, throw his bedroom together, which I figured I could fit in because, again, this is stuff I've kind of done numerous times, this sort of decor. So it's pretty quick and easy to put together and not have to kind of hassle with a bunch of different stuff. It all seems to be working. The only place I really have left to do here is this sort of studio apartment, which is pretty bare. I'm going to move a young lady into this apartment, so I'm going to have to come up with something for her. Originally, I was going to put that young lady in this apartment here, but I changed my mind. Because I decided to like Captain Jack a lot, so Captain Jack is going to live in this apartment. And I can't remember her name. Anyway, she's got relegated over here to the studio. So I'm going to have to come up with something for her for that studio. I don't know what, something. She does have a nice little area out here, though, out in front. She does have this nice sort of courtyard out front. So that's her consolation prize for getting the studio. Okay, so that's it for now. Please hit like, subscribe, and notify as always if you're watching now or on archive. And I will try to be back on later today. I've got some stuff I'll probably be doing today. I definitely need to go do some housework. I might be out of the house for a little bit too, doing some stuff. But I'm going to try to get back on later today. And in the meantime, as always, thanks for watching. Oh, and Lori, thank you for watching. I write that sometimes after the end of the stream because I forget to say it, right? Specifically when you're on here, because you're on here a lot and you help me out a lot. You help me remember how to save, and you've had other good ideas in the past. So thank you for watching as always. And thank you for reminding me to save, because Lord knows right now it's been kind of crazy. I mean, there's been a lot of issues since the last update with games freezing and kind of crashing. So as far as that goes, I definitely need the reminder. But until next time, thank you. Thank you, Lori, and thank you, everybody else.